Good morning, students. I hope you can listen to me. Okay, so welcome to the world of 3D printing. Today we are at day 5. So I welcome you all to the yet another series. Okay, so let's begin. So today, so the topic today which I am going to start is all about the 3DP. Okay, that means 3D printing materials. Okay, so in past we have seen that we have lot discussed about the different kinds of filaments, extruders, heated bed, active cooling, and different the control system, mechanism, mechanical systems, and everything. So now today, what we are going to study is what kind of materials can a 3D printer print. Okay, so I'm going to discuss a few of them which are commonly available in India. Okay, so let's begin. So types of 3D printing materials. Yes, the first one will be the PLA. Okay, PLA is the one of the most common material that we know in 3D printing industry. Okay, there are main two reasons. Okay, because the PLA is one of the most easiest material to print with. Second thing is it is the most commonly available, easy to manufacture, and it is much less costly. It costs around 1,000 rupees only for 1 kilogram of PLA. PLA doesn't have any kind of, let's say, fumes. Okay, it doesn't produce any kind of fumes. It doesn't require a heated bed also. It can print on glass bed and every other kind of beds that are not heated. Okay, so well, basically there are two types of PLA available right now in the market. Okay, there are two versions of PLA. One is the normal PLA and the another one is the PLA plus. So the PLA plus is having an advantage of more strength, having more strength when compared to the normal PLA. And the cost is around the same. There's only a difference of around 100 to 200 rupees between the PLA and PLA plus. I hope you can listen to my voice, right? Can anyone just tell me if my voice is clear enough? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so this PLA is made by using some natural materials. Okay, some of the things that we see in our daily life. Okay, it's basically PLA is basically made out of the cornstarch. Okay, the cornstarch. So it is natural and it is biodegradable also. Another good thing about PLA is it is available in any color that you want. There are indefinite number of colors for PLA. Okay, you can get any color if you want. It depends from, I mean, it varies from manufacturer to manufacturer, but sure you can find one. Okay, now one of the good thing about PLA is that the PLA only requires around 200 degrees Celsius for the extruder to be, okay, for the nozzle to be, in order to print with PLA, and it doesn't require heated bed. Okay, so the bed temperature doesn't matter. So what happens is that PLA is used with most of the entry level 3D printers. Okay, the cheapest ones also use PLA. Why? Because PLA is much more printable form. Okay, it's much of a printable form as it doesn't have any, as it doesn't require any kind of heated beds or special requirements for a 3D printer. It just works on any kind of normal 3D printer. Okay, so the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so the advantages I've already said that it is easy to print with. Okay, so it is easy to print with any kind of 3D printers that you have. Let it be a higher cost or a industrial type 3D printer, and you can also print the PLA with our normal desktop 3D printers, uh, which comes around $200 or around like 15,000 rupees. Okay, so the disadvantage. Okay, one more advantage is that it is biodegradable. As I said, that it is made out of cornstarch. Due to that, it is biodegradable. Okay, so the disadvantage would be the prints degrade over time. Okay, so one of the main disadvantage of PLA is that it tends to cracking and it's prone to having mechanical stress, okay, over time. So actually the PLA is a little bit brittle. So what happens after after over a time or over the time, what becomes is that PLA becomes little more brittle. Okay, and if you are placing the PLA material for a long exposure to sunlight, that will also affect the lifetime of the PLA. Okay. And the texture is rough. Basically, it is a matte texture for the PLA. It is not a glossy, and it's cost around 1,000 to 1,500. Okay, so it depends upon the manufacturers, the cost, but basically, uh, what I buy is 1,200 rupees filaments. Okay, it best suits for my 3D printer. Okay, so let's move. Okay, so this is all about the PLA. Polylactic acid is a polymer plastic made from biological material like a cornstarch or a sugarcane, as I've already mentioned. Okay, so it is also biodegradable. Why? Because it is made from biological material, and it is okay. It is a similar material which is used in our biodegradable polythenes and all those. Well, the PLA is mixed with glycol in order to make the biodegradable plastics. Okay, and it melts between 180 and 200 degrees Celsius. It depends upon the manufacturer's claim. Like what additives do they add in order to vary the melting point and the boiling point of the PLA. Well, we don't need a boiling point. We all need is a melting point. Okay, so okay, now I've already said that it's available in different kind of colors and textures. PLA is tough. It is much more brittle, resilient material with a matte finish. See, I've already mentioned about the matte finish, and it's a opaque quality. Uh, like it doesn't transmit any kind of light, but there are some filaments like the transparent filaments. Okay, but the chemical properties are a little bit different, but it acts same as a PLA. Okay, so yeah, but the main thing is it is not water resistant or chemical resistant. Well, the PLA is hydroscopic. Okay, so it absorbs the water from the atmosphere. So long exposure of the PLA to the atmosphere will lead to breaking of filaments, the popping sounds coming out of your 3D printer because of the water evaporating. So that's not good for a 3D printer to use old PLA or moisture absorbed PLA. Okay. Yeah, the main thing, one more main thing is that it has no toxic odors or vapor. It is free of odor. It's an odorless machine, odorless filament. Okay, so now let's come back to another 3D printing filament. It is known as ABS or acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. Okay, the main uh, the main thing in this ABS is that over the PLA is that basically its strength. Okay, it is having much more strength when compared to PLA. Well, here you can see three figures, right? The figure on the left side is printed using a PLA. So you can see the texture and the finish of the PLA material. And on the rightmost side and on the middle, you can see parts printed with ABS. You can see the finishing of the both of them when compared to the PLA. We can see that the figures on the middle and the rightmost side printed with ABS is having a glossy texture. Okay, we can make it as a either it is not printed in a glossy texture. You can make them glossy texture in the post processing. Okay, that means after printing you can just dip them in a uh, in our what we say in a spirit. What happens is that the layer will come off. Okay, the top layer will just come off. And what happens? It will become more glossier. Okay, well, where else we can see ABS in our house? The most of the plastic bodies that we have, okay, the injection molded plastics that we have are made out of ABS. Okay, so let me show you the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so ABS is having one of the main disadvantage in a 3D printer to have, which is the unpleasant fumes. It is much harmful to consume a fume out of the 3D printer because of the ABS. We cannot, I mean, it's a health hazard for us. Okay, so that's one of the main disadvantages of using an ABS. So we require an open environment, either or either we should use an vacuum environment. Okay, like the 3D printer should be fully enclosed and the air must be sucked out using a vacuum cleaner. Uh, and one more disadvantage is that the ABS melts at higher temperature to around 250 degrees Celsius. So the entry level 3D printers that can go only around like say 230 or maximum to a 240 degrees Celsius would not be able to print with ABS. Well, one more disadvantages which I haven't mentioned here is the heated bed. To print the the product using a ABS would require a heated bed. Otherwise, warping will affect. Okay, what is warping? I have shown you in the previous sessions. Okay, okay. So now coming to the advantages of the ABS is that it is much more tough when compared to PLA. It is commonly available. You can see the cost of the PLA and ABS is almost same. So it actually depends upon the 3D printer that you are using. Is it able to print with the ABS or not? And one more thing is that it is non-toxic. Non-toxic in the sense, uh, like the fumes are toxic to us. Okay, it is unpleasant fumes that it produces, but it is non-toxic in the matter of the material. Okay, so ABS is the same plastic used in Legos. Okay, so the building blocks that we used to play in our childhood days were made up of these ABS materials. It is tough, non-toxic, and retains color as well. Okay, so a point that I forgot to mention was that the PLA, when prolonged exposure to sunlight, what happens is that the sunlight is having UV rays. Okay, so when that UV rays penetrate into the atmosphere and it comes in contact with PLA, the color of the PLA will fade away. But in the case of ABS, it won't happen. ABS will always retain the color. That's one of the advantage of ABS. Okay, and ABS is easy to shape, just like PLA, but it is tough to break. Okay, the PLA is much more brittle, but ABS is much stronger and it is hard to break. And it melts at around 220 to 250 degrees Celsius, which is around 430 degree Fahrenheit. Okay, now coming to another material, okay, which is the nylon. Well, nylon is one of the most hardest material in the additive manufacturing till now. Okay, when it comes to a desktop 3D printer, it is the most hardest. Okay, so where it is used, right? So it is used where we require a higher mechanical stress. Okay, where there is a higher mechanical stress, where the parts will be exposed to higher stress, we will use a nylon. Okay, so yes, I'm recording this session. Thank you, Praveen. Okay, so that's one of the main advantage of using a nylon. It is one of the most toughest material in the 3D printing, in the desktop 3D printing community till date. Okay, so what nylon have is that it is not as brittle as PLA. The nylon can bend. Okay, so that makes it more pliable to be used in some scenarios where the material would need to be a little bit flexible, but not that flex as a flexible filament. Okay, so let's move on to the advantages and disadvantages of the nylon. Okay, so nylon, as we uh, talked, it is much tough. It's tough in nature. It is inexpensive. It is of less cost, but it requires higher temperature to melt. It requires around 260 to 270 degrees to melt. So the hot end needs to be around that much higher temperature in order to melt the nylon filaments. And the another disadvantage is that it requires a heated bed, otherwise there will be warping produced. And due to the warping, there can be cracks also. So basically with nylon, if you need to print something of larger volume, you should definitely go with heated bed. Well, most preferably, you can go with a closed environment, because uh, that would that would help in warping and cracking issues, in solving those. Well, nylon is one of the most commonly available in our nature, so it is much more less pricier than PLA and ABS. Well, PLA and ABS are easier to print when compared to nylon. PLA is the most easiest. I mean, it requires nothing. It just need the temperature to be around 180 to 200, or say, let's say maximum about 210 degrees Celsius. It will print fine. But when it comes to nylon, it requires around 260 to 270 degrees Celsius. And it costs around 1000 rupees. So it's comparatively cheaper. Okay, so now the name nylon can be used for any one of a number of synthetic polymers originally created as a replacement for silks. The nylon material is tough, has a very high tensile strength, meaning that it could hold a lot of weight. See, as I have mentioned earlier, it is having a high tensile strength. Okay, so it is used in applications where we require higher mechanical stress and strain. Okay, where it has to bear a heavy load. Okay, and I've already told that it melts around 250 degrees Celsius. So it's around like 250 to 260 or 270. It basically depends upon the manufacturer that is manufacturing these kind of, uh, let's say, the filaments. Okay, the one more thing that I forgot to mention is the surface quality of the nylon material. Okay, if you print using a nylon material, the let's say the finishing of the product will be far superior. You can see the glossy lines through the 3D printed parts. It is much more pleasing to see the 3D printed parts. It's like a let's say, yeah, it's just like a silk. It reflects the light back. Okay, so the use of nylon is relatively new. It's a new material, and it is becoming popular nowadays in India as well because of its very tough and resistive nature. It is not easily damaged by most of the chemicals also. As said, the PLA will get damaged by using chemicals on those, but the nylon is much harder. Okay, so let us move on to another material. Okay, it is polyvinyl alcohol or PVA. I hope you guys have already seen this image in one of my previous videos. I can just show you it once more. Okay, so why PLA is used is the PLA, I mean the PVA, sorry, the PVA is used because uh, of its uh, soluble, I mean because of the property that it is soluble in water. Okay, so what happens is that when it is soluble in water, if we require some kind of support structures in our 3D printed parts, the PVA is one of the best because it doesn't require any kind of chemicals to solute the support structures. What it requires is only water. Okay, so you can see the before and after. Before is the 3D printed part which was printed, okay, which was printed by using PVA as the support structure. So the white structure that you see, is the PVA. Okay, and the upper structure would be ABS or PLA, anything. So it is just used for support structures. After that, when you put the structure in the water, the PVA will get dissolved in water, and what you get is only the 3D printed part. Okay, so let me just show you a video I have. Okay, so I got the video. So here you can see the um, okay, so here you can see the uh, PVA in action. Okay, I'm just going to show you the video. I'm just going to play the video. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I hope you guys have seen that. Well, that was the okay, so let me share the screen. Okay, so that was PVA in action. Okay, you have saw how the PVA get dissolved in the water. The machine used was Ultimaker, as it was having dual extrusions. One of them was used for the extrusion of the filament, I mean the structure, I mean the material that has to be printed, and one of them was the support structure. Okay, so you have seen PVA in action. Okay, so let's see the advantage and disadvantages. See, the PVA is easier to print and it is water soluble. See, it's much more easier to print and it is water soluble. So that's why we can use it in our support structures. The disadvantage is the risk of toxic fumes. It's an unpleasant fume. And the one of the most thing is, I mean, the thing that stands out is it's expensive. It's much expensive when compared to PLA or ABS, which is the most common filaments. Okay, so well, it costs around 8,000 rupees in India, and most of the Indian manufacturer doesn't make the PVA filaments, so we have to source it from outside. The companies like Eason Filaments, or let's say the Ultimaker or Creality makes them. But when you go to Indian manufacturers like Wall, 3D, Van Hau, or let's say the most common one, which is the Makerspace, doesn't make the PVA water soluble filaments. So it is much less available in India, but you can source it. I've seen people source it from outside. Okay, so let's move to the description. Okay, so polyvinyl alcohol or PVA is one of the new class of 3D printer materials that are used to make supports that hold 3D prints in place, which we saw just earlier. Synthetic polymer PVA is water soluble, which we already saw. Yes, and it melts around 200 degrees Celsius. So you can see that we can print the uh, polyvinyl alcohol or PVA with any kind of 3D printer because it just needs 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, so yeah. Now, this is why PVA is used in 3D printing. It can be used in a standard 3D printer extruder to form parts that supports other objects. So basically, if using this PVA as a support structure, we will require dual extruders. Okay. You can use dual extruder, you can use dual nozzles or a metal extruder. Anything will work. Uh, and it doesn't require a heated bed. It can print very well to a glass bed also. The Ultimaker that we see just earlier was the glass bed Ultimaker. Okay, so it is much easier to print there. Okay, so uh, that's the main use of PVA. It is used as a support structure. Okay, so the next one would be HDPE, which is the high density polythene. Okay, well, HDPE is one of the plastics that we use in our daily life. Okay, the mineral water that we buy is made up of high density polythene. Okay, so you know the use of the HDPE in our daily life. Okay, it was earlier used in our plastic bags also, but right now the plastic bags are all banned. So that's why you can't see HDPE much more, but you can see them in the PET bottles, not in the PET bottles, but in the mineral water bottle and all those things. Okay, so HDPE is hard. Okay, it is a hard material, and it is the harder to print also because it requires way more higher temperature. That's one of the most disadvantages of the HDPE. And Well, because of that, and one more reason, which is the advantage, is that it is easy to dissolve. The HDPE doesn't dissolve in water, but the HDPE dissolves in a solvent. So it can also be used as a support material. Instead of water, we have to use a solvent. Okay. And one other thing is that it is much more lightweight when compared to PLA or an ABS. Okay. So let's move on to the description. The high density polythene, or HDPE, it is also known as high impact polystyrene or HIPS. It is used in pipes, recyclable packaging such as plastic bottles, and packages, one of the recycling codes. Okay, so it is a lightweight material. It's a flexible material also that sticks to itself and other materials as well. Well, HDPE is easy to dye and mold. It melts at about 230 degrees Celsius, but releases unpleasant fumes. Okay, so we know that it melts at 230 degrees Celsius, right? And it releases unpleasant fumes also. So if it is heated to higher temperature, it's like burning a plastic. Okay, the fumes are having that kind of smell. Okay, it's not good for our health as well. So this is all about the HDPE, or high density polythene. It's the I mean, it's not more commonly used in our 3D printing, in our hobby 3D printing, but it is much more used in industrial and where the engineering application comes. Okay, so that's about the HDPE. Okay, so another one is the composite filaments, which is the wood filament. So these figures that you see here, the three figures, were printed using a wood filament. Now, getting a wood filament is easier now in India also. You can check online, there are wood filament vendors over here. The disadvantage is that the wood filaments are costlier when compared to other filaments. Well, so basically, what a wood filament is that. Okay, so first let's talk about what the wood filament does. Okay, so what it does is, the wood filament is basically used to give a surface finish. Okay, to give a surface finish to a 3D printed object. It gives us texture of the real wood, and you can paint it up also in order to give it the feel of a real wood. Okay, so why? I mean, how it is made? How the wood filament is made? So basically, there are two methods of creating a wood filament. Okay, one of them is that you can you can use. I mean, you can mix the PLA, okay, the commonly used PLA, with a wood saw. Okay, the wood saw, the dust saw that comes from the carpentry's house. We can use the wood saw and mix it with the PLA. Okay, and that's how a wood filament is made. Or either, if you need a stronger wood filament, there are some filament manufactured by using nylon. Okay, they use nylon and then they mix the wood saw with it. So it's a kind of an abrasive filament. Uh, it is common. It's not commonly used, but it's used in artistic purposes rather than application-based purposes. Okay, so that's about the wood filament. Now let's see about the advantages and disadvantages. The advantages is that it is a wood-like structure. Okay, so it gives a finishing of wood, and the disadvantage is that it is much harder to use, as when we use a nylon-based filament, then we require high temperatures, a heated bed, and all those. And after the printing, also the texture, in order to look like wood, we would need to sand it down. Okay, and the another factor is the cost. Okay, that's one of the most disadvantages that we have. It costs around 4,000 to 7,000 rupees in India. Okay. Yeah, I'll be leaving a link to the 3D printing filaments that are available in the Google Classroom as well, so you can check it over there. Okay. So now these filaments are not made out of wood, but instead these contain a very fine wood particles combined with PLA and polymer that binds them together. Okay, so as I have said, we can use a PLA with another polymer that would bind the PLA and wood together. Okay, so the finished material can look a lot like a wood versions available, different types of wood. Okay, so that's how a wood filament is made. Now, in order to color the wood filament, we use different kinds of wood. Okay, so the grains from the wood will determine what color your print will look like. Okay, so it varies from bamboo, ebony, mahogany, and some of the trees where we collect this sawdust and mix it with the PLA by using some kind of polymer which will bind them together. And well, it will vary the temperature, but usually because of the PLA, it won't go above 230 degree. It will stay in the 220 range itself. Okay, so yeah, in order to change the color also, we can print them at higher temperature. What that will do is it will melt the PLA also, and it will burn the wood a little. So what happens is that you will get a more darker shade. Okay. Okay, now these materials are printed in the same way as PLA materials with similar extruder temperature and the addition of a white glue to help the print stick to the print. Okay, instead of using a white glue, you can also use PLA. I mean, you can also use a heated bed also. So that will work also. But for some 3D printers where the heated bed is not available, you can always use the glue stick. Okay. So now moving on to the next filament in our list. Okay, which is also another composite material is the carbon fiber filament. Okay, so where are the carbon fiber filaments used? So the carbon fiber filaments are basically used where there is an engineering application because it is having some advantages of carbon fiber. Okay, it is having high tensile strength. Okay, it doesn't get what affected by the external environment, let's say the sunlight and all those, which will be a matter for PLA. Okay, and it is not water soluble, so it stays strong in the water also. Okay, so let's see the advantages and disadvantages of carbon fiber filament. Well, we know that carbon fiber is the advantages of carbon fiber is it is having a much more tensile strength and like it is having more mechanical rigidity. Okay, so you may ask, nylon also have high rigidity, then what's the use of the carbon fiber? Well, let me say the density of the nylon and the density of carbon fiber required for same mechanical stress is different. So if you print two similar objects using nylon and carbon fiber, you will get same results when it comes to testing of the material. But the difference lies in the weight. The carbon fiber filaments are much more light in weight when compared to nylon. That's mainly because of the density. So when you need to make a lightweight design, you may go with carbon fiber filament. One more advantage the carbon fiber filament have is its texture. It is matte in texture. It is very pleasing to eye. It is having almost a finished kind of texture too. Okay, so now let's move on to advantages and disadvantages of the carbon fiber filament. So advantage is that it mimics the carbon fiber's lightweight strength. So as I've already mentioned, it is light in weight. It is having much more strength when compared to the other materials like say the PTG, uh, the ABS, the PLA, and all those. Why I always say about PLA and ABS is because it is one of the most commonly available and one of the most cheapest and easiest to print on the most 3D printers. Okay, so that was about the advantages. Now let's move on to the disadvantage of carbon fiber is that it is tough on extruders. So as I have already told you, there are different kinds of nozzles available, right? I've said about the ruby crystal, I've said about the brass, and I've told you about the titanium ones also. And I've also mentioned about the hardened steel nozzles, right? Okay, so what that do is, if you are using a normal brass one, after 2 to 3 prints, the nozzle, I mean the diameter of the nozzle, which is initially if you are using, let's say, a 0.4 millimeter diameter, what happens is that the point, I mean the point 5 millimeter, I mean the 0.4 millimeter will get bigger. Okay, it will go to 0.6 and zero point 0.5 after 2 to 3 times printing with the carbon fiber filament. Why? Because the carbon fiber filament is a bit abrasive and brass is quite soft when compared to carbon fiber. So it will take away the uh, brass from the nozzle, and that will make a larger hole in the nozzle. Okay, so that's one of the main disadvantages of using, let's say, the carbon fiber. But you can come around to this by using a hardened steel, tungsten, or even a ruby crystal. Another main disadvantages of using carbon fiber filament is that it is way more expensive. It is like one of the most expensive filament that you can get in the 3D printing industry in India. The cost varies from 6,000 to 14,000 in India for 1 kilogram of filament. The one that I recommend cost around 12,000, okay, which is the Eason filaments. It costs much more. Okay, it's like uh, it's like the gold of the 3D printing community. But the advantages, as I said, it is having much less weight and much more strength. So that's what set it apart. Okay, so let's go to the description. Okay, so you can see like this one. Okay, so there are two kinds of filaments. Okay, like nylon or PLA, with which the carbon fiber is combined and the filament to give the some advantages of the new material, which is the carbon fiber filament. Okay, so it will having a high rigidity, high strength, and a very low weight. Okay, so this has to be used with as you can see, the carbon fiber is very abrasive material that can wear away the hot end of the extruder very quickly, so you need to use a reinforced extruder or replace it after a few prints. So otherwise you can use some nozzles like I mentioned, the ruby glass, I mean the ruby crystal, or the hardened steel, or the tungsten, I mean the titanium one also. Okay, so or otherwise you can replace it after a few days. So that all depends upon who you are. Okay, so there is one company also named as True Carbon Fiber 3D printers. Okay, that is making a true carbon fiber 3D printers. Its name is Mark Forged Mark X printers that are using the company's own pure carbon fiber filaments. So that doesn't consist any kind of nylon or PLA, and these aren't cheap. Okay, as you can see, the pure carbon fiber filament will cost you around $14,000. Okay, so you know how costly that is. Okay, so that was about the common materials that we use in our 3D printing industry. So let me just uh, have a quick Q&A discussion for the today's session, as today's session is over. So let me go to Q&A. If you guys have any questions regarding today's session, let me just know right now. Or yeah, you may ask any queries if you had yesterday also. So I'm free to answer that right now. Well, you may also give me some feedback also about today's class. How was that? How you liked it or not? Or how should I improve? As tomorrow is our last day for this 3D printing world. Well, I've covered almost most of the topics. So any suggestions for my class? I mean, the way I... Okay, so Amal Suresh Kumar asked which material is more economic to buy. Okay, so well, it actually kind of depends upon what is the use. Okay, what are you going to use your 3D printing uh, for? Like, if you are going to use, let's say, if you are going to use a 3D uh, printing of some kind of toys and like something which is doesn't require much more strength, you may go with PLA. Okay, because PLA is having much more strength. Okay, it is a little bit brittle, and if it is not going to be going out like long exposure to the sun and all those, then you can go with PLA. Okay, now if you need a more sturdier one, a more stronger one, and if you are worried about the surface finish and all those, you may go with ABS also. Okay, so the disadvantage of using ABS is you have to go with the fumes that are produced, and the and the bed should be a heated bed. Okay, otherwise you can't use it. Because now Mohan Raj does. I think metal filaments are more expensive, and is it available? Yeah, metal filaments are also expensive. I didn't mention it here because it's not commonly used. Okay. The metal filaments are mostly not used in the desktop printing community. That's why I didn't include it here. But it is used mostly in engineering and in the manufacturing industries. The metal filaments are expensive. They are quite a lot of expensive, and the metal filaments. I mean, the uh, disadvantages of metal filaments is mainly the bed adhesion. Okay, it doesn't stick quite well with the bed, so you have to use some kind of spray the sticky spray in order to uh, put the filament onto the bed. Otherwise, it won't stick well. That's why the metal filaments are not used in the desktop 3D printing community. But research are going on, so you may have uh, metal filaments coming to the desktop 3D printing community as well. Okay, any other question that you want to ask? Yeah, also, I have to make a confession about yesterday. Yesterday, as we have seen how to do the fused filament fabrication using Fusion 360's manufacturer option, I didn't 3D print the object because of the time. Okay, so when I saw it will take around 23 hours to print, and the electricity was not in a favor, so I just didn't print the test that we had yesterday. Okay, so any other questions or any other kind of queries that you may ask? Okay, now Hemant asked how 3D printing product will impact in automation. Sorry, I didn't get the question. Did you mean the automobile application, or was that an industrial automation that you're talking about? Well, 3D printing products are basically used as a test product in each and every kind of engineering or manufacturing departments. Why? Because okay, so if you are going to make something, first what you do is you will make a computer generated CAD model of that, and then you will use the milling option. Okay, so what happens is that it is a lot more costlier to do the milling process and all those. So instead of that, you may use the 3D printing option. So it will give a idea about how the finished product will look like, and it's not much more expensive. So that's how it that's how it is used in the industries. Okay, now Mohan Raj asked another question: how to reduce the timing, sir, while printing? Yeah, see, you can reduce the time by using three main factors. Okay, one is the layer height that you are using. If you increase the layer height, the timing will get reduced, but the quality of print and the strength of the print will get reduced. Okay, so well, you can use a layer height of 0.1 millimeter, and you can use a layer height of 0.2 millimeter. Okay, you can use both, but the problem comes in the strength. Okay, and that's one of the factor, and the second factor would be the nozzle size. Okay, what is the nozzle size that you are going to use? If you are using a 0.4 millimeter, you cannot go to a layer height of 5 millimeter. You can only go up to 2.8 or 3 millimeter at the maximum. Okay, and if you are using let's say a 0.8 millimeter nozzle, then you can of course go with 6 millimeter diameter also. Okay, so what happens is that the layer height can be increased, and that will reduce the printing time. So the two main factors I have already pointed out. One, you can use a much higher layer height, and you can use a wider nozzle, or otherwise one more thing that you can do is you can increase the print speed. Okay, there's an option of speed. Okay, that's the speed that your tool head is moving. So basically that's set to around 45 millimeter per second to around 50 millimeter per second, but you can usually crank that up to around 200 millimeter per second. That depends upon your filament. Well, while 3D printing the face shield and face mask for the hospitals that I have done earlier, I had set my print speed to around 70 millimeter per second. Okay, so that was a good result from that. Okay, so okay, so another questions asked by Hemant was how is human bones are made and what materials is used, how it is prepared in 3D printing. Yeah, the human bones are made by using 3D printing technology as well, but they use a nylon one. Okay, so the yeah, that can be printed. Okay, so Mohan Raj asked another question. I think in the pen stand you say the wall thickness will be reduced the time. No, it's not the wall thickness, the layer height. I'm talking about the layer height. I'll just show you what the layer height. Okay, I'll just show you the example by opening the Cura. Um, Let me just. Okay, I've opened the Cura. Let's see. Okay, so till the time the Cura opens, we may go to another questions that you may have. Any other questions that you want to ask? Or do you have any kind of suggestions, any feedbacks that you want to give me? You may. Okay, I've got no questions so far. So can you just suggest me how was the class? Was it engaging and all those? Okay, Anas asked me one question. Are the layer height and the nozzle diameter are the same? Well, no. The layer height and the nozzle diameter are two different things. The nozzle diameter is actually the uh, diameter of the nozzle, the small hole that you find inside the nozzle, how big it is. Okay, it can range from 0.1 millimeter to around 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter as well. That are so few used. I mean, the 2 millimeter ones are so few used. Maximum 1 millimeter is used in the case of desktop 3D printing. And the layer height is, I mean, see the 3D printing, you can see when we slice the profiles, when we slice the profiles in Cura, you can see that it is done layer by layer, right? So I'll just show you. Okay, I'll just show you. Okay, so I'll take the example from the previous class, the pen stand. Okay, so we got our pen stand. I'm going to rotate it in 90-degree. Okay, so that's our pen stand, right? Okay, so let me just show you guys from here. Okay, so this is the print settings. Okay, so right now I'm using a chef profile. I'm going to change this to super quality. Okay, in the super quality, I'm going to just discard it. Okay, so right now, when I slice this thing, you can see the layer height. Okay, the layer height is around 0.12 millimeter. Now I'm going to slice it. So you can see it will take around 9 hours and 14 minutes. Okay, I hope you can see. Now, when I change this layer height to around 2 millimeter, we have changed the layer height from 1.2 millimeter to 2 millimeter. And when I slice it, you can see earlier the time was around 9 hours, and right now you can see the hours. It is only around 5 hours. Okay, you can see here it's only around 5 hours and 44 minutes. So that's the difference in the time. You can reduce the print time. One more thing that I will want to suggest is that use of nozzle, the different nozzle. So here you can see it's generic PLA 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Okay, so right now I'm going to change 0.4 to let's say 0.8 millimeter. Okay, I change it to 0.8 millimeter, and right now what I'm going to do is I set my layer height to 0.32 millimeters, and I'm going to slice it. You can see the hours has been reduced to 2 hours and 15 minutes. So you can see how the nozzle diameter and the layer height will impact your 3D printing time. Okay, so I hope Mohan Raj and Anas understand what I just said, how to reduce the 3D printing time. And it's not all about the wall thickness. Okay, so Hemant asks, radium materials are used in 3D printing. Whether the radium materials will create an impact on future. Well, the radium materials are like they tends to have more radioactive elements in those things. Well, they are used, uh, but I don't think that they will make a great change in our desktop 3D printing community. The PLA is the one that stands out till now because of its ease to use and less cost. So that is the one I will prefer. Okay, so that was all about today's session. I hope you liked it. Okay, so you may send me a let's say some feedback in the Google Classroom. Okay, okay, so let's meet tomorrow the same time. Okay, tomorrow will be our last day of the 3D printing. Thank you for joining. Have a great day.